Here we go. And see if we can make it into a little YouTube. Let's have a little seated position. Closing down the eyes, that's been our default lately, sitting. If you have any props, if you have official yoga props, you can always have them handy for, even if it's simply for Savasana. And then bringing the hands in prayer position. And then just notice your body. If you've only just gotten out of bed, and you know, that's quite okay if you have, then the sitting upright may be a little challenging. And just notice where your attention goes. If you just ask to find a comfortable seat, you don't have to be completely still. I realize I always sway forwards and backwards. It seems soothing to me. Hands in prayer position. Closing down the eyes. Arriving for your practice on your mat. Making that commitment to practice, to become internally focused. I'd like us to make this a little bit more breath focused this morning. So just noticing the fluctuation of the breath. And then if there comes tension up, or if we go past that 70% engagement, if we're drifting into pain more than discomfort, use your breath to pull you back. And use your breath to soften. I know it's always breath-centered, but a little bit more so this morning. Closing down the eyes, we chant an Om first. Let's exhale. Big inhale. And then slowly and gently moving into your Ujjayi breath, breath with sound. The inhalation to the back of the throat, the exhalation to the back of the throat. And just finding your center with this breath this morning, aiming for the inhalation to move up the spine and for the exhalation to move down the spine. So that sense of prana moving the energy up, apana is that downward energy with the exhalation. Thank yourself that you've made the commitment to come to class. You're welcome to set an intention for your practice. And if you feel into that long Easter weekend ahead, what would you feel is, and maybe that is your intention this morning, but what is a word, what is a quality, what is something that resonates with you that you feel would support you throughout this long weekend, where we're slightly restricted into what can happen for us this weekend, simply because we're invited to stay home. Ujjayi breath, just noticing your breath. Notice the length, notice the rhythm, notice how it draws you inwards. Few more rounds, just finding that comfort. It's almost like cocooning yourself into a little Easter egg, and have your breath, have your closed seated position. Breath moves up and down. The hands bring the left side and the right side together, the front and the back. Nice. Beautiful. And because we'll have that, Ellie mentioned the lower back is a little tender, we're going to, in a moment's time, just open the eyes and lie on the back. And we're coming into, if you can't see me when you lie back down, just have a little look, have a little open. We're going to come into a figure of 4, but we do this lying down. So have one leg bent and one leg bent on the floor, and then we bring the opposite ankle just underneath the knee. A lying down figure of 4 or a lying down pigeon pose. And we're just grabbing the leg, which foot is still on the floor, behind the thigh, and we're just coming into that, just a gentle rocking motion, forwards and backwards. Nice. If you can't reach, or if you choose not to reach through and grab the thigh, you can reach through and grab underneath the knee and the shin. And just notice, starting to dorsiflex that foot. Now for me, my right leg is on top. Yes, so I dorsiflex the right foot, beautiful. And then you can even with that same elbow, push that leg away and then draw that in. Just notice the sensation in the outer hips, in the buttocks. Good, and then becoming still for a moment. Notice how it changes things, whether you straighten the leg that's on the floor, not the one where you feel that buttock or that piriformis sensation, or whether you bend it in. Nice. And then let's just have 5 slow breaths here. You don't have to go gang-ho, you don't have to go into your fullest expression, but we feel some sensation. That's it. And we start to engage our bandhas. Beautiful. And then slowly, slowly releasing, changing sides. Start at the basics. So the foot can be on the floor first. And then the other knee bends. That's an external rotation in your hip. Ankle, knee, and then just slowly drawing in. Oh, maybe this side is different. Yeah, we always, naturally, if there is a discrepancy in our body, we start with intuitively with our easier side. The body knows. Let me see, beautiful. And then just finding that sense of stillness with the breath. You don't have to be completely physically still in your practice, but seeing if you could find an internal stillness with your breath. Oh, I think Andy didn't quite make it in. Oh, it's a shame. Beautiful. And then slowly releasing. And then let's come to a seated position. Yeah. And then we'll just have a little, if you have a bolster or sofa cushions, have them underneath your buttocks. See if you could sit like this. You can have the knees a little wider. Yeah, if that's not in your range, just leave it out. I want an internal rotation. You could just do one leg at a time. So if you can't do both legs, that one knee is bent like this and the other one like this, and we're just going to lower ever so gently. So I can sit in full Virasana. Maybe some of you need that's it, Deborah. Yep, a little. And then we're going to go, oh, okay, I'm leaning back. Maybe we can come onto forearms. Just feeling into, we want some sensation in the quadriceps. We want to open the front of the hip. We have a slight extension in the lower back. If it's easeful for you, go further back. Those of you sitting like this, oh, hang on, this side first. Just feeling, but just one sensation in the quadricep and an opening in the hip. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me see. Make it useful to you. Make it useful. That's okay, Marie. That's it. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Slowly, slowly. If you're on one side, change to the other side. Let me just see. That's it. Beautiful. Full Virasana is, of course, an option. If you can lie all the way back, do that. That's it, Kavita. That's it, Kaya. That's it. That's it. That's it, Sabrina. Just knowing where we want to feel sensation. Oh, there is Anne. That's it. And if we can't sit in full Virasana, we'll just have one leg like this. So this leg. Ooh. And then we're going to the other side. Maybe leaning back. Maybe even if we do one leg at a time, we could have that quite strong sensation here. Helly, how's this going for you? Give me a thumbs up. She's coming out. Yeah, it is strong. Good, Julie. Beautiful. And then let's come into a squat. Yeah, position yourself just so that you can see me if you need to. Nice. Good, Anne. Good to see you got the audio issues sorted. And if you've had movement already this morning, then it's probably a walk in the park. Beautiful. And then let's come into Uttanasana. So this is beautiful for lower back sensations. Let's start in an easeful position. Let's have the forearms on the thighs like this. Let your head hang. And when you go, no, Bettina, I don't need this. I can go all the way forward. You can go all the way forward, opposite elbow, opposite hand.
Beautiful. Starting to straighten the legs, and then notice how this engages your lower back. If this just registers in your hamstrings, then don't let me stop you from straightening your legs. But it's beautifully pulling out on the buttocks, on the lower back. So we stay here for a little. Come back into noticing your breath. Could you even come into Ujjayi breath here? Starting to keep the connection from your pelvic floor. Let me see. So bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Changing the cross of the arms. We stay here for a little. We just want to, before we go into salutations, and it is valid to do these slower poses first. Nice. Good. And notice how much more easeful it is often to be present when there is a bit more to do, so to speak, when the movement is a little bit more dynamic. Can we be present here? Or if you're naturally more drawn to something slower, then this is your default. You found your golden nugget, and you may have a little resistance to the more dynamic movements. And we want to just be taught in yoga practice. We're still hanging forward. You're not missing out on anything. To find that sense of comfort, whether we get our comfort zones, or whether we gently nudged out of our comfort zone, whether we get our preferences or not. And when I say that in class, sometimes it may not make a lot of sense, but here in this crisis situation, we're still hanging forward. Maybe you can straighten the legs now. Let your head hang. Maybe that initial pull at the lower back or even at the hamstrings has eased a little. Remember, we want to use the breath today to find more easefulness, and to really use the breath and the intention to soften where there is no softness, to bring light and vitality where there is no light and vitality. And what I was saying before, it makes it relevant. In these times of crisis, we need to find our center. We weren't given our preference at all a few weeks ago. At all. Can we keep our inner peace? And then slowly starting like a chain, starting to curl up vertebra by vertebra. Use your belly strength. Beautiful. And then exhale at the top. Brilliant. Let's prepare for salutation. So find your center, or find your front edge of the mat. Beautiful. But we stay with the feet hip distance apart, and we reach upwards. Just go into a side bend here. Hold your right wrist with your left hand, reach up, inhale, and exhale over to the side. Beautiful. And then if you want to, you can do a few windshield wipers with your neck. Oh, can you hear the kookaburras? Might have to open the window. And then changing sides. I know they're too far away. Reaching, holding the left wrist with the right hand, and then come to the other side. Don't hold back. If you're fairly open in your rib cage, go all the way. Beautiful. 2 more breaths. Maybe windscreen wipers again. Just open the shoulders, open the neck, and then coming up. Beautiful. Now find your Tadasana. Nice. Doing well. Beautiful. Inner smile, outer smile. The focus on the breath. Let the breath be there first, and then comes the pose. Fingertips pointing down. Feeling again that prana apana effect. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale brings the energy down. Let's do that at the front. So bring the energy up from the inhalation up the front of your spine or the front of your body. And exhale coming down your back. And then again, inhale, lifts the whole front. Exhale, broadens, brings the energy down the back. It's a bit like you could visualize even color, paint, water, or, if you knit, wool, or just like a curtain goes up at the front and then it wraps you around behind. Few more rounds. Ujjayi breath in that prana apana idea. Nice. And then we come into inhale, open your eyes, Urdhva Hastasana, reach. Exhale, coming forward, Uttanasana. Nose to knees, eventually hands next to the feet, slow it down. Halfway lift, inhale, shoulders move back. Exhale, one leg, the other leg. Let's come into down dog first. And then inhale into your high plank. Knees down, slow chaturanga, draw your shoulders back, lead with your sternum. And then inhale to lift, cobra first, exhale, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Shorten your distance. If you haven't been on the mat for a while, you don't have to do 5 breaths here. You can just come into like this, a tabletop, or even a child's pose. Finding steadiness with the breath. Fill your whole body with breath, with prana, with energy. Feet ground down and the hands ground down. Last exhale, inhale onto the toes. Exhale, bend your knees, step or jump or walk towards the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Strong legs come all the way up. Reach. And releasing. Second round, inhale, let me see, beautiful. Exhale, coming forward. Halfway lift, shoulders back. Exhale, back down dog. You know the rhythm. High plank inhale, chaturanga. Open up, inhale. Good, Julie. Exhale, downward facing dog for 1. At least for 2-3 rounds, I step my feet in. So I'll just shorten the distance a little. If you can, just slightly pigeon-toed. Upper arms rolling outwards, or in other words, the triceps move in towards the center of the mat. And then that becomes a corkscrewing action with the palms of the hands. It's like you want to open a jar. Nice. Last exhale here. Inhale onto the tippy toes. Exhale. You want to look forward because that's where you want to end up. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Strong legs come up. You can bring your hands to the side or to the front. And releasing. We'll do another round together. Inhale, reach. The breath lifts. Exhale. The breath brings you forward. Inhale. There is a halfway lift. Exhale, down dog. High plank inhale, a slow chaturanga. Why not knees if you're not on your strongest this morning? That's a good alternative. Cobra or your up dog, strengthen your back. Exhale into your down dog. Lift from your belly once you're there. For 1, let me see, inner smile, outer smile. Good, nice. And for 2, upper arms roll outwards. Find stillness with the breath. Good. Nice, Helly, Anne and Julie, beautiful. Good. For 4, we're lifting from the belly, finding stillness with the breath. The breath is everywhere. And 5, inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, come forward. Beautiful. Good, Linda. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold a little deeper perhaps now. Strong belly, strong legs come up. And the exhale releases. We'll do another round. Inhale. Good, let me see. Exhale, swan dive forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, back down dog. Good, Sabrina. High plank inhale, a chaturanga. Let's slow the chaturanga down. Beautiful. Maybe a little hover and then open up. Exhale, downward facing dog for 1. Corkscrewing the palms of the hands. It's like they want to gently outward. They don't move, but it's like that firms you into the floor. Beautiful. Good, Kaya. The head is hanging. The gaze is gently to the toes or to the knees. Your breath is filling the whole body up. Doesn't make it necessarily deeper, but it makes it more aware. Last exhale, beautiful. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Strong legs come all the way up. And exhale, the right arm underneath the left. Garudasana arms. Yeah, like this, palms of the hands together, or maybe just a little thumb catch. Beautiful. And then inhale here, exhale, feet together, knees together, a chair pose. But we won't stay here. We bring the right knee up, inhale, and exhale, bring that right leg straight ahead and bring it back. Inhale, bring it up again into your belly, and exhale back. So we're constantly bending that standing leg, keeping our belly engaged, and now you move at your own pace here. Beautiful. If it's too much in your shoulders, you can let the elbows sink back into the chest. Nice balance, everyone. Beautiful. Good. Yeah, if you fall out, have a giggle with your
people in your household. And then sinking down, and we're making this a nice chair pose again. The elbows lift, the palms away from the face. So we feel sensation. We want to make space. No overdoing, but no hanging back either. And then we fold forward. Inhale here, exhale, just folding forward. Separate your feet. So the weight now of the arms and of your head is pulling you forward. All being well, you can keep your legs straight, otherwise a gentle bend. Nice. And just notice the sensation between your shoulder blades. Notice your breath, filling your body with air, with prana, with energy through the Ujjayi breath. And if we have blocked noses, we can't do Ujjayi breath. You just have to have a gentle breath. Toe heel hanging forward still. Toe heel the feet together, and then lead with your elbows. Bend your knees and come back into chair pose. I know it's a long Garudasana arms. Exhale here, and we're standing up and untangling. Inhale, exhale, release. Ooh, nice. Yeah, so we go to the other side. We do that knee movement, just a little bit of stabilization here. Beautiful. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale. Exhale, left arm underneath the right. Crocodile snap. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, sinking down. Doing well. Beautiful. So just find your chair pose. Don't let the buttocks splay out. Tuck your tailbone under. And now we solidify our right leg, left knee up. Inhale, which is the other side. Exhale, straighten it back behind you. Inhale comes up to the chest. Beautiful. Exhale, it goes back behind. Few more rounds. Let me see. Beautiful. Let the breath stabilize you. Good, Kaya. Nice, Linda. Good. Good, Sabrina. It doesn't have to be fast. Breath. Beautiful. And then coming back into chair pose. Nice. Sinking down a little more. Notice when we really squeeze the knees together, that switches on the lower belly. And then that eases the tension in the lower back. See if you could feel that. Beautiful. We stay for just a few more breaths. Let me see another screen here. Last exhale, then coming up, inhale. And exhale, release. Brilliant. Let's just come back into Samasthiti, hands in prayer. Your Tadasana idea, your mountain pose. Again, that idea of prana, lifting up the energy from your toes to the front of the body, to the top of the head, and then down the spine, down the shoulders, broadening. Back into Ujjayi breath. It's a gentle rasping sound, but it's broad in a sense. It's broad. It fills your whole house. Beautiful. And we flow again. Open the eyes. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Doing well. Exhale, come forward. A little vinyasa here. Halfway lift, inhale. And only the right leg steps back. It's a long stepping back. We're going into a twist. The right hand comes down and the left arm reaches up. I don't think we've done that all week. Beautiful. Now, if you want to challenge yourself a little, let that front leg slide forward and that back leg slide back, so that we could have a parallel idea of thigh, left thigh, and floor parallel. Beautiful. Now come onto the fingertips, if you can, of the right hand, the hand that's on the floor, and really reach up. And then open back behind, come into a twist a little more. Beautiful. That's it. And then inhale here, exhale, frame your foot, step back, down dog. Beautiful. Inhale, high plank. Vinyasa through chaturanga. I'm coming down onto the knees. Open up, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. We won't stay here. We're coming into our hip wiggles. So inhale into tippy toes. And then exhale, you just shift on the ball of the foot. You shift your heels to the left, your buttocks to the left. And then let's stay here. So you've got one foot behind the other or in front of the other. Nice. It's a little bit like a side plank. Let me see. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center, meaning back onto the toes, back onto the ball of the foot. And then exhale, swivel to the other side without sinking the hips down too much. And just notice how that registers in your ankles, in your hips, in your shoulders. Deborah and everyone else, if it's too much, come out and have a pause. Back into downward facing dog. 2 rounds of breathing. Last exhale here. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, step or jump. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold and chair pose to come up. Inhale. Sinking down. Stay there. Beautiful. Palms of the hands together. Maybe you can straighten the arms and drop the shoulders. Tuck your tailbone under. This is only registering, not so comfortable in the lower back if the belly has switched off. Let's fold forward. Exhale. Beautiful. Halfway lift. Inhale. We step the left leg back. Beautiful long distance. Good. Left hand down, right arm up, coming into that twist. You can be on the palm of the hand first. I'm turning away from you. And then you can come onto the fingertips. Good. Now we want to lunge into that front leg, but we want to lift and open the chest and come more into that twist. Let me see. Nice. That's it. That's it, Deborah. Where's your breath? Nice, Marie. Good. Reaching up to the ceiling. Give me beautiful downward facing dog, hands on that top hand. Nice. Inhale here, exhale. Frame your foot. Find the lightness from your belly to step back, belly engaged. High plank, inhale. Chaturanga. Open up into your up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the feet to the hands. Don't stay in downward facing dog. We're walking the feet to the hands. Nice. Wherever that is on your mat, interlace the hand behind your back or just aeroplane arms. Yeah. So Sabrina and Deborah, you may just want to do aeroplane arms. Otherwise, interlacing, bending the knees, sinking the hips down. Lifting the chest. If you are adventurous, stay bent and come up onto the toes. Just a little bit of balance. I'm interlacing my hands. Nice. And then bringing the heels back, untangling, hanging forward, arms overhead. They don't have to be interlaced. They can be like this, like I'm doing the aeroplane arms. But there is activity in the legs, so this is an active Uttanasana, forward bend. Know now how the knees and the nose come together, different to before. Release the hands, walk back out, downward facing dog. Beautiful. That's lovely. High plank to have a little bit of strength work here this morning. And again, it's like that corkscrewing idea. It's like you want to rotate your hands outwards. Beautiful. Stay until you can't stay there comfortably, softly, safely anymore. And then you can come down into a child's pose. But the energy goes back into the heels, that engages the thighs, tailbone tucked under, lifting off the mat. It's just the hands that ground down, the toes that ground down, everything else lifts. Oh, ladies, we haven't got all morning, so let's come into child's pose. Wow, that's strength. Beautiful. Beautiful child's pose. In a moment's time, you may have to position yourself on your mat, so especially if there's 2 of you, so that you have enough space. We're going to do, I'll show you from the front. We're coming into kneeling. We've done it in a few classes this week. It's good fun, I thought. Left leg bends like this. You may need a blanket, cushion, anything underneath that bent knee. We're still facing forward. Yeah, it's a little bit like warrior 2. And the right leg builds that, what is that, a right angle between the lower leg and the upper leg. Yeah, like this. But we're facing forward. So the hips are facing forward, the chest faces forward. That's it, that's it. So Marie looks like you're facing this knee. We're facing this one. Yeah, come close. Beautiful. And then we're just going to go into a little wiggle here. We're going to lean into that bent leg, that knee that's not on the floor. Yeah, so for me, it's my right knee. And then notice where the strength comes from. So you want to dig into the heel, and the heel actually is like brakes. The heel stops you from going too far forward, and the heel brings you back. And then you lift from your belly. So tailbone tucked under. That's it. That's it. And just notice how that goes. And then we're going to go a circular motion. So the foot to the inside edge of the foot, to the toes, to the outside edge of the foot, to the heels. Yeah, it's like the knee draws circles, but we know circular motion there, Anita, if you can. That's it. And then we change direction. Yeah. So it's the movement in the ankle and the movement in the hip. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. And then for the fun bit, that's it, Marie, that's it. And then we go left to right again, sideways. And then at the moment's time, we start to actually lift that leg off the floor a little. And I like to do this with the arms as well. But the moment you do this, you really need to switch on from your belly. Good, good. Good, make it useful. Lunging forward, and then it's a recoil and a lift. Lunging forward, a recoil and a lift. And you could see if you could even straighten the leg and maybe pause for a little. Your knee joint is completely safe. This is quadriceps, this is belly, and this is buttocks. Yeah, that's good fun, isn't it, Deborah? She goes, oh my God, what's going on here? Nice, and then slowly release. Brilliant. Let's have a little wiggle, and we can do it on the other side. I'll stay here, otherwise I'll confuse you. Maybe I'll get confused myself. Okay, so just find that right angle. Notice whether your knee needs some support, and then just finding. Yeah, we want to open. Of course, it's hamstrings as well, and I want you to open that front hip. Beautiful. Good, good. Yeah, so the torso faces forward. The torso faces the knee that's on the floor, not the knee that's free. That's it. Beautiful. Just a few more rounds. And then really strongly dig into that heel. So you feel the quadriceps coming to life. I'm just going to switch to a different screen. I see someone else. Yeah, that's it. Beauties. And then you know what's happening. We're going to go into the rotation. So the foot rotates. So really let the inside edge of the foot, the toes, the outside edge, the heel. Make this nice and expressive. Of course, that knee on the floor needs to be safe. And then we change direction. And we're facing forward. The danger is that we're going to face that swiveling knee. We don't want that. That's it, Helly. That's it. Good, good. Yeah, we'll just get that lower back sorted. And then when you're ready, star positions. The energy comes out of that, controlling that of your core, and then controlling that with your heel. Nice. Can you maybe balance a little? Can we make it a little? Whoa, how long can you stay airbound? Yeah, trust that you can. You could maybe keep the knee bent the whole time. Whoops. Nice. And a beautiful massage actually in that, for that knee here that's on the floor. Let's do 2 more. Let's take photos. Nice. Beautiful. And then we're coming into a child's pose with rabbit's ears. Oh, well done. We're coming into a squat in a moment. Rabbit's ears if you wanted to, otherwise just aeroplane arms. And we're lifting that rabbit's ear. We can't avoid rabbit's ears at Easter. Coming onto the top of the head, wiggling backwards and forwards, and then slowly coming out, changing the cross of the palms. Otherwise, if you just have aeroplane arms, it's still a rabbit's ear. Good. Few more rounds. Brilliant. And then we come up to seated. You don't have to change around on your mat. We're just coming into a squat. I'm just going to face you. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Yeah, maybe there's this gate pose movement has made a difference to the squat. Yeah, nice. Let's come into a twist. Left hand down, right arm up. Inhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. Okay, well, let's come back to Ujjayi breath. Let's come back to lifting the bandha. So the belly is switched on. Good. Let's stay for a few breaths each side. So we've changed sides again. Good, good. Let's allow the hips to sink down. And allow that arm that's on the floor to move and work against that bent leg, and the other arm reaches up and the shoulders drop. And we are welcome to feel this in our belly. And then we change sides. Oh, marvelous. Beautiful. Good. So shoulder, make space. Shoulders away from the ears. A beautiful twist. And then we come into seated. And we come straight into boat pose. I'm just turning sideways so you can see. Boat pose, half boat pose. So let those hips relax now, but let the belly speak. Heart lift, shoulders drops, palms face each other. Good, and lift the chest a little more. Drop your shoulders. Nice, that's it, Julie. And then inhale here, exhale. We're just crossing at the ankles. And we inhale, lift up once. We do 2 more rounds of boat pose. If you feel not so strong this morning, you can just have fairy toes. Yeah. Maybe you had like Kathy who joined us last night. She said, Tina, I've got to go. I've got a Zoom wine and cheese party. It's like, oh, that's all right. She may not feel like boat pose this morning. And then crossing the shins the other way, lifting up, inhale. Good. Exhale, coming down. Yeah, if that doesn't work, that's fine. If you don't want to hold back, let's come into full Navasana, full boat pose. Beautiful. For 3, for 2, for 1. And releasing. Let's sit in Baddha Konasana, but we are going to lie down. So if you can't see me, we're just lying down, soles of the feet together, arms wide. I'm assuming you have the space to bring your arms in shoulder height, out wide. Draw the feet to the buttocks and just have a little pause here. Coming back to your breath. If Ujjayi breath is not so useful to you this morning, or it's taking too much energy, then just observing the breath. See if we can now collectively breathe into our ribs. So let your side ribs expand with your Ujjayi breath. Of course, if in your own body this is not comfortable with the feet in this position, then take them away from the torso a little. Or straighten the legs. Let's just see how this is for you. Just a little, it makes for a beautiful little extension in the lower back. Nice. Opening the front of the hips. You have noticed, even though the unwellness was mostly in the neck and in the shoulders this week, because I think we have a lot on our shoulders, that my emphasis was, there was quite a bit of hip work, hip, lower chakra, that sense of security, that sense of grounding. Now, let's have a little feel. Let's work into that small intestine. So I like you, if you can't see, you don't have to. I'm just going to bring my hands in prayer hands, and then I'm going to point them towards my toes. So my arms just hover above my belly. Yeah. And on the exhalation, I'm aiming to push the spine into the mat, and I lift my torso up and the knees stay wide. So it's like a sit-up with butterfly legs. Beautiful. And then we're just going to stay and hover there. But notice what happens. The shoulders come up. Can you drop your shoulders? Can you feel the engagement in your lower belly? Yeah, you can even poke there and go, oh yeah. And then slowly release. You can bring your arms overhead if you have the space at home to bring your arms overhead. Let's do that again. Okay, so for a moment, we just push the outside edges of the feet together. We aim to tuck the tailbone under, and then we come up. Knees stay wide. Lifting. So it's not just the shoulders that lift and the head, it's the engagement of the lower belly. Beautiful, nice, nice, good. I can see Anne, I can see Hallie slowly releasing. Good. Do you have one more in you? That would be awesome. Good, let's come up. Nice. And we're staying for a little while longer, because now we start to feel it in our outer core here. Beautiful. It's like the sacrum wants to push down and the rest wants to draw in. Beautiful. Don't hold your breath. We could easily stay here if we were to breathe. And then releasing. Give yourself a hug. Knees to chest. Beautiful. Whether you're into chocolate or not, with all these outside circumstances,
the digestive, and often the tension that we feel comes into the belly. So anything we can do with belly awareness moving into intestines, I thought was useful. And with the chocolate that's to come, the digestive system appreciates a little extra care. Let's exhale, forehead to the knees, curling up, Apanasana, slowly curling out. Exhale up, curling up, then curling out. Now, I'm going to, in a moment's time, I'm just going to assume that you have enough space, and we're going to be a bit playful, have a little look. So we're coming into lying long and then bringing the legs overhead, and maybe the feet can come to the hands, and then we just casually roll forward and we come into a slumping forward. Yeah, and then we just throw ourselves back, the legs overhead, just in a very playful up and down version from Paschimottanasana to Halasana. Beautiful. Or maybe you get stuck somewhere here, that's okay. Feel into it. Let the breath move you, and just make sure you stay connected to your core. So the belly is engaged. Let me see. That's it. Playful. Make it playful. You've got, even if you have, in your home, if you need to get off your mat, that's fine. Just have the carpet roll around. Yeah. Not taking any photos. Beautiful. And then if it's comfortable at some stage, stay in that backward movement. But let's not make an official halasana out of it. So if your backward movement ends here, so be it. If you're further back, if you can easily grab your feet with your hands, but let's keep it playful and fairly relaxed. Keep the belly connection and keep your soft breath wherever you're at. And if your legs aren't at all overhead, just come into legs up against the imaginary wall. Oh, very nice. And then let's all bring the arms overhead, bring the legs up against the imaginary wall. And then inhale, bringing the legs wide. Yeah, let's take a moment. Maybe you have to reposition yourself. Yeah, so the legs go wide into a V shape. And we stay there, See if you can, your hands can be anywhere. Dorsiflex your feet. So this is like our Upavista Konasana in seated. We're lying down, spine is flat. So there is no hand span. You can't put your hand to your lower back. And we just stay there. It's like you want to reach the ceiling with your heels, but at the same time, you want to open the legs. You can use your hands a little and just give you a little bit of a recoil, but your thighs are engaged. Good, Helly. Nice. Spine is flat, the best you can. If it's too much, of course, you can bend your knees, but we're staying here. We're staying here. We have the stamina to keep the dorsiflexion in the feet and the engagement in the thighs. Oh, very nice. And then bringing the legs together, give yourself a hug. That's all. Just like this. Beautiful. Nice positions. And then we've done a useful twist. I'd like us to come to seated. We've done a really useful twist, I thought, this week. Ardha Matsyendrasana, which we don't often do. We bend the left knee in. So your left, your left heel ends up to the outside of your right buttock. And then that leg comes over. The right leg just comes over, yeah? Yeah, we have done this yesterday and the day before, I think, yeah. That's it, Sabrina, that's it. Now we got it. Beautiful. And then just feel, could you actually push into the foot that's on the floor and sit up nice and tall? And bring the arms up. Beautiful. And then bring the arms to the side, palms down. Ah, that's a different idea, isn't it? Palms up, inhale. So keep lifted. Beautiful. And then let's do that a few times and become aware of that toe, that back toe, that left toe that's on the floor. Push it down actively. Beautiful. And then the palms down, aeroplane, and then we twist. So you could just cradle, we twist to the right, you could just cradle the thigh, or you come into a stop sign, you bring the right hand behind and you prop yourself up, lift and lengthen, inhale, exhale, look over your right shoulder, which is your back shoulder. Good. And then you feel more of a twist in your torso
if you really use the arm against the knee and that spirals you. I want you to feel this more in your thoracic spine than on your lower back. See if you could slowly sink that right buttock down a little, if it has lifted a little. And just feel the breath. I look forward, I like you to stay in the position. That's it. Become still, a sense of inner stillness. The eyes are not darting around. You can close down your eyes, or you can have your drishti down your nose. Beautiful. Don't strain. Maybe you have to pull back a little. We really stay for a few more breaths. Such a useful twist. And then inhale to come forward and exhale to release. Oh, beautiful. Changing sides. Doing well. Good. Yep. So the right leg bends now. And then we bring the left leg over. Yeah. Good. And you could go into that movement again. This is your different side. Foot down, palms up, inhale. Yeah. And we'll do that also to become aware of where are our feet. Could you actually actively tap your right foot into the mat and it stays there? Beautiful. Inhale the palms up. Yeah. Exhale the palms down. Keep the arm movement and then keep pushing into the foot that's on the floor, that left foot. Ah, that's a different dynamic. That's already switching on that belly. Beautiful. And then twisting to the left. Either that's just maybe a gentler variation to cradle. Otherwise, elbow comes to the outside. We lift and lengthen, inhale, looking over the left shoulder. I'm just going to have a look. Beautiful. Do the best you can. Sabrina, twist to the other side. Turn around. Just turn your torso. And now look over the left shoulder. Yeah, that's a stronger twist. Yeah, I know. I sometimes go through an open twist, but I don't think that was relevant, necessary this morning. Have I lost Anita? No, there she is. Good, good. And again, that opposing action of arm against the leg, even if you cradle your thigh, notice the twist in the chest, in the shoulder blades. Maybe the head can turn over that back shoulder a little more. Where is your breath? Remember, the inhalation lengthens, the exhalation broadens. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to release. Ta-da! Very nice. That's set up for headstand. So if you've enjoyed, well done, everyone. Beautiful. If you've enjoyed the rabbit's ears, I'll just show you briefly. You could go, oh, I'm just going to come back into that. Otherwise, that's set up for tripod. Hold your upper arms. Yeah. And the indentation on the floor, you can do this slower. That's where the palms go. Really pushing into the palm of the hand, and then find that triangle spot where the head needs to go so it forms a triangle with the palms of the hands. Good. Elbows in, shoulders away from the ears. Nice. And just feeling. We are stimulating with a little bit of weight on the head. We are stimulating our crown chakra. That's our connection to the, you know, the higher conscious, to that there is. Not tangible, but it is there. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, if you want to go further, go further. If you had enough, so Marie, in rabbit's ears, just change the interlace of the fingers maybe. Nice, Deborah, that's it, that's it. Beautiful. Go where you need to go. I'm just gonna switch into Helle's screen. Yeah, nice, and a little hover I see, nice and beautiful. Good, Julie. Always have my words in your head, hardly any weight on the head. Pushing into the hands. Find the stability, Helly. That's beautiful. Stability. If you need to come out, everyone. You can rest your forehead on the floor. If you just gotten your momentum, Helly, you're welcome to stay. Looking good, looking safe. Enjoy what you're doing. That's beautiful. Nice, everyone. And then let's slowly come out and counterbalance. Such beautiful work. Nice, Hiromi. Beautiful. And just let that experience sink in. See if you can find that sense of presence. And as I said in all the classes, kudos to you for giving all the extra energies that find themselves now in your practice, because there's other people around, there's pets, there is different smells and sounds. Give them a smile, invite them in. They're only really distractions if we make them so. This is our new reality. Yeah. Beautiful. Good. So let's come into a dolphin pose. Let's just come into, so if you feel like you've got the logical understanding, but the strength is maybe lacking for you to come safely into your headstands, what's a good idea? Let's hold our upper arms, swivel open on the elbow joint is our, or any variation of dolphin, but let's do the forearms parallel towards each other, knees underneath the hips, otherwise it's too tight at a distance, it's not useful. Take the toes and let's just come up. Oh, and you go, okay, I can let my head hang, I can bring my chest closer to the thighs, roll my upper arms outwards. It is a strong pose, but it will help me. Being safe, stay there, or you can walk, you can shorten the distance a little, walking in. Let there be softness and stillness. Stay there for a few breaths. And then notice the breath. Notice if there is tension, where can you direct the breath to ease that tension? I come out so I can see. Yeah, don't overdo it. Beautiful, nice, Hiromi. Lovely. Lovely, just being in the moment, being there, staying. I think Cass left us. Inner smile, outer smile, and then slowly releasing, coming out. So I suggest you take either child's pose or forward hero pose now to just ease into those shoulders a little. So that's knees wide, toes touching, forward to the floor. Well done. Beautiful. Good. And then we're coming forward into melting heart. So bring the knees a little closer, knees underneath the hips, and then melting the heart forward. Shoulder tenderness. Deborah, I think, and Sabrina, you do one arm at a time. So the idea is to sink into the armpit area, to let the buttocks stick up to the ceiling. Kavita, be mindful with your shoulder too. Good. It's melting hard. It's a back bend. Buttocks to the ceiling and the chest comes down. It's quite a strong position. Let me see. Feel into it. Marie, can you just make sure you got your buttocks over your knees, unless, of course, you choose not to. That's it, Anita. And then we just find a little bit of comfort and stillness. And if you do one arm at a time, maybe now switch. I'm just going to take a little screenshot as to who was here before with us. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. We stay a little longer in this shape this morning. It's a useful shape to come into. You might not classify it as your favorite. Back bend. Beautiful. And then slowly coming out. And I thought we're going to come out and counterbalance this with actually lying on the side. Can we side lie? Can we be solid? Can we have like Tadasana legs, one leg on top of the other? And then we have, let's lie on the, can we lie on the right? Yeah. And then with the right arm underneath our right head, or the right side of our head. And our left hand just comes into our waist. That's it. That's it. And then I'd like you to, how can I say? We're side lying, but can we still tuck our tailbone under? Can we still come into a pelvic tilt? And then feel how you're, with your left hand on your waist, feel how your belly muscles actually react to this. Side lying, but the pubic bone can still come up and the tailbone can tuck under. Can we feel it? It's like we want to go with our buttocks and our lower back. We can go into cat and cow.
I want you to just feel that the belly and the side core actually engages. It's not a big movement, but I want you to feel it. Okay, okay, I'll check in with you after. Let's roll over to the other side. I'll change positions. I'm not moving away from you. Good. So long, the legs are engaged. Dorsiflex your feet, your thighs are engaged. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, just making sure you could do a cat and cow with a lower spine. And notice if you could feel this, yeah? Use your free hand, use your right hand and just feel and go, oh yeah, that core is actually switching on. It's actually on the side as well. It's not just where the belly button is. Yeah, let me see. Beautiful. It's a feeling sense, feeling sense. Feel into this. The body is solid. The legs are solid. Dorsiflex your feet. That's it. That's it. Feel it. Nice. Good. Oh, very nice. And then because we're already halfway there, we could come onto our belly. We come onto our belly. We're nearly there. Beautiful positions, everyone. Doing so well. I'd like us to simply come into a very traditional Shalabhasana. Tuck your tailbone under, lift your upper body, your lower body, your legs and your arms. Beautiful. And then we rotate the head, look over the right shoulder, and we stay there. It's like you want to see your right buttock. And then we come back to center. We still keep the shape of Shalabhasana, locust pose. We look over the left shoulder. Ooh, maybe that's a beautiful, useful stretch for the neck. And then we look forward and we do a few rounds of cat and cow. We still stay in Shalabhasana. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, tucking the chin under twice more. Let me see. Good work. And then we push back into child's pose. Beautiful, everyone. Pose of the child. Let your side ribs expand. Let yourself feel cocooned in the energy of your breath. The energy of yourself. Nice. Notice perhaps the feeling sensation in your lower back. In your lower back, the start of your buttocks, that whole sacrum area. Maybe that feels a little bit more spacious. Beautiful. Nice. And then I'd like us to come up into a seated position. Beautiful practice, ladies. Very nice. And I just wanted to have a little tap with the fingertips. You know where your collarbones are here? Just tapping along underneath the collarbone. So we do the collarbones a few times, and then we're going down the sternum here, to the left and to the right. But let's do sideways. So just the fingertips. Yeah, fingertips along the collarbones. That's it. You could close down your eyes if you wish. So inwards and then outwards. That's it. Just noticing. And then we come back to that junction here where the collarbones join the sternum, the breastbone. Beautiful. Don't hold back. You can do this a bit more vigorous if you like, even almost like a Tarzan. And then down the sternum. It's not a big distance, you know, before we actually get into, you know, bras and things. And then out to the side again, collarbones. So a little T shape. Oh, nice. Good. And then let's see if we can take this and do this above the eyebrows. So we're on the forehead. So we have a few lines, about 3 lines to the hairline. We do this with our fingertips. So above. That's it. Out to the side. Pretend it was a big area. Oh, hope this doesn't irritate you in the hollowness of the sound. And it's almost natural that we want to actually do this at the top of the head, down towards the base of the skull, and then along the occiput to behind the ears, and then back to the center again, and all the way up, back of the head, top of the head, and then down to the temples
And then just seeing if we can just hover. So we just make these little fingers together and just a little gentle. It's almost like, it's more like a hug or a caress next to the temples. And then we come towards our earlobes. And then one earlobe, I have to be careful with my microphone, but we're just going to massage and squeeze the earlobes. Just so that, whoops, so you can, where you can actually handle it. And then just squeeze that earlobe. So no more sort of rubbing and caressing, just squeezing it. And then pulling it, really pulling it. And let it just flip. Ta-da. Beautiful. Let's come into a comfortable seat. We're bringing the hands in prayer position again. Nice. Now I'd like us to come into square breathing. Oh no, we haven't done buzzing. We should be doing buzzing, I think. So our Brahmari, our buzzing breath, allows us to gently inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose, but we actually exhale to the sound of the bee. And I have to say, I experienced being unmuted this morning in chants. I think I'll leave you muted, and you just have to now listen to yourself and maybe just listen to me. Yeah, so it'll go like, we'll do it together, the first one, and then you're on your own. And the idea is that it's again like, feel into like the humming, the in the breath. It's like it radiates out from your throat into your whole body. It's like a cocooning. And if you enjoy honey, or if you want to visualize anything else, it's like you're cocooned in this beautiful buzzing energy, warmth. So let's make that the focus when we can't hear each other. Let's do the first one together. Let's exhale. Take a big inhale. By all means, find your own rhythm and see if you can find that sensation of the hum is actually energy. That hum is warmth. That hum is what cocoons your whole body and what you can actually tap into for the whole rest of this long weekend. Keep going. I may pause so you can actually just hear yourself. Just hear yourself, find your rhythm. A beautiful, soft little cuddle in the throat. The energy of the hum cocoons you like the sun. Few more rounds. And then slowly, in your own timing, you're welcome to let it go. And just sitting in that in the physical sensation, perhaps first. Yeah, how does it feel physically? It brings energy up. Maybe there is a sort of a gentle heat towards the upper body, towards the chest, the throat, the head. Maybe that buzzing sensation is still palpable, like a vibration in your throat. Feeling the warmth of that cocooning energy. This might be, if it's useful to you, might be useful to do. You don't have to do this for long. When you need to feel that you have to kind of refill your energy field or protect your energy field and go, I'm just going to do this breathing and see if it cocoons me and it spreads my energy, lets me be in my energy. Especially over this long weekend when there is nowhere to go. Brings up all sorts of emotions, that sense of restriction. Let's chant an Om in our closing chant, and then we're going through a guided meditation. I trust that you can stay with us until the end. If not, it was lovely that you joined us today, and wish you all a happy Easter. But I'm happy to guide you through until we finish Savasana. We come to seated. I'll unmute you, and then we have a little conversation if you like. Let's exhale. Big inhale. Lokaha, lokaha, samastaha, samastaha, sukhino bhavantu, sukhino bhavantu. Together, lokaha, samastaha, sukhino bhavantu. Let's bow the head forward. Feeling into the energy of our chant to let all beings everywhere be happy and free. And that always includes ourselves. And that sense of happiness and that sense of freedom can be felt internally. Our yoga and meditation practice helps us to tap into that because it's there. It's always there. It's accessible. It sometimes gets forgotten. Beautiful. Slowly, quietly now, you can keep your eyes closed. You can even let your head stay hanging forward, just slowly untangling and making your way without further ado. This is really not disturbing that beautiful energy. Make yourself comfortable in your Shavasana. If you have props, you're welcome to put the bolster underneath the knees. Maybe a blanket on top, your doona on top, a pillow underneath. If you have your own eye pillow, or maybe you have a towel, finding rest. Yeah, just lying down. Here we are. Beautiful. Make sure you're warm. When I do this with Ryan in the morning, I pull my doona on top of me. So do what feels good. You're at home. This is your practice. Maybe we can have the hands to the side of the body. And it's natural that the fingers curl, the palms face up. I'm just feeling that sense of aliveness in your physical body. That sense of rest with each exhalation. You just let go of any tension, of the stresses of the week, the challenges of the week. Being aware to what's going on within you, the energy flow. The eyes are soft, the jaw is soft. Feet fall out to the side. Taking deliberate rest. Giving all these energies around you that you wouldn't normally find if you're here for your practice. Give them a smile. Let them just coexist with you. And then feeling that it's not an oxymoron if we're present with our mind and yet physically relaxed. Just another minute or so. Slowly now, you're starting to deepen your breath a little. You can always stay in your Savasana or come back to it. Just starting to wiggle toes and fingers. Just letting any other organic movement happen. Any movement that you feel is appropriate. And we're going to roll over in your own timing. Let's roll over to one side. You can choose. I will give you sound as well as we transition. And just staying side lying for a moment, but you have your own tempo. Thank yourself for making the commitment to come to the mat. Even though we're probably at home today, because it is, even if we're still working, it is a public holiday. It still takes commitment to make that effort to get to the mat and commit to the practice. Our fire chime. What was your intention? And/or what was your word? What did you feel was a word, a soothing quality that fosters your well-being over this long weekend? Remind yourself of that. And we always find something we're grateful for. And all this week we have also been asking ourselves, what is something we're really doing well at the moment? What are we doing well? And just to find that kindness towards ourselves can be so easy to be harsh on ourselves. And then in your own timing, you're very welcome to come to a seated position, slowly, slowly. I'm just coming closer to the screen. I'm just going to